Charlotte's in Miami home in dramatic fashion. And with that, here are the 3 things the Heat need to do this offseason to improve for next year. Key number 1. Address the star power. There's already been some rumors about Pat Riley going to get the star this offseason. We know the Miami Heat tried to get Giannis before the trade deadline this year, but I don't know if Giannis is the correct answer for the Miami Heat. I mean, they would have to give up a ton. And what would their team even look like after the fact? They'd probably be decimated. It'd be Giannis, Bam, and a bunch of G-Leaguers and two-way guys probably. Personally, I think they should give a chance to a guy like Michael Porter Jr. He's got 1 year left on his deal. They got a couple of guys who have 1 year left on their deal. Maybe they don't bring a Norman Powell back. He's a free agent this offseason. Andrew Wiggins is also another guy that has 1 year left on his deal. Maybe they package that with something else to give to Brooklyn, and Brooklyn in return gives them opportunity to get MPJ. Immediately, there's going to be the questions about MPJ's character and who he is as a leader, but I quickly deafened those. He played in New York, a city a lot like Miami, with the temptations being there. Obviously, they don't make GTAs about New York. They do with Miami, so it's a little bit more in Miami. But I think with having Spo there and having guys like Bam there, he will be able to figure that out. And he was pretty good as a leader. I mean, we didn't hear anything in New York all year. Also, he's won an NBA championship, so he understands what it takes to win. He understands sacrifice, and he understands how his role impacts winning. I could see Miami trying to shake things up and do something new. They also do have an option of waiting this offseason out for the star and holding out until next year, where guys like Karl-Anthony Towns and Donovan Mitchell could be available, also guys that they've tried to get in the past. This could be their opportunity in the 2027 offseason to go get that done. Key number 2 for the Miami Heat this offseason is finding a way to limit every other team to one shot per possession. The Miami Heat were bottom half of the league in offensive points in the paint and offensive second chance points, meaning they need guys who are going to block shots and get rebounds. Another free agent this year that could be a huge help to them is Mitchell Robinson. Now, Mitchell has the issues with the offensive end, the hack of Mitchell, hack of Shaq, whatever you want to call it. But as far as rebounding and defense goes, he can help them out a lot. And the Miami Heat don't really have centers outside of Bam and Kelly Oubre. They're kind of the only two that they have on their roster right now. And as you saw in that game, they played both of them as starters. So Mitchell Robinson could be a huge addition to them off the bench. And then lastly, with key number 3, you gotta draft the future. I mean, when you look at the Miami Heat roster, their star power has come from guys they drafted. Bam, Tyler Hero, both dudes that they've drafted in the lottery that are now helping them win games in April. All right, let's add to that mix. What if the Miami Heat go and get a Kingston Flemings? There's been questions about who's going to handle the ball for this team, if Tyler Hero can really be that guy. They're short of playmakers and scorers and all the things you need out of a guard. Kingston Fleming brings a lot of those things. He's the fastest guy in this draft. He gets downhill with ease. He finishes at the rim well. He shoots the mid-range off the bounce extremely well. He shoots the 3 off the catch at a great clip. Now, off the bounce is a little shaky right now, but this is a 19-year-old we're talking about. He has time to develop those things over the course of his career. We've had those same questions about De'Aaron Fox, and he was a guy that continuously got better at that and is a person that most people think can help the San Antonio Spurs reach their goals of winning an NBA championship. Why would you not want to have a guy like that who's played under Kelvin Sampson in that Houston system? You know he's been challenged on the defensive end. You know he's been challenged to be consistent on the offensive end. You know he's been challenged to be mature. These are a lot of the same things that are being taught in that Miami Heat locker room. So he will be extremely comfortable playing for a guy like Spo, who's just as detail-oriented as Kelvin Sampson is. A guy who can come in day one and give you a lot of energy, effort, and talent. I mean, endless amounts of talent to go along with that. And I didn't even mention how great of a passer he is. I mean, he gets to where he wants to go, and then you have to double him, and he immediately finds his teammate, and he's a willing passer to do that. So he fits in with this Miami Heat team because he can play on the ball, off the ball. You can put him in a lot of different places, and he can be successful. Now, the draft lottery is going to tell us if the Miami Heat are even lucky enough to be able to draft high enough to get this kid. But if they are, that would be a great fit for them. But what do you think? Should the Miami Heat even be trying to win in 2026, or should they be trying to tank? I mean, that's a real question. Let me know in the comments.